Bob Ranger, the CEO of Polyplastic Technologies. Now, I don't know about you, but when I visit my kids, I do not want to see that off their deck or anywhere in their backyard. So I was very happy to see that the state of Michigan and NextCycle are teaming up to increase those recycle rates from 15 to over 45% to create a circular economy for our children and grandchildren, because we created that problem and we need to fix it. So our company's here to help fix it. That's the good news. After retiring from Dow Chemical in about 35 years in the plastics area, I started a company that helps recover these mixed plastic bales, and then it helps create recycled plastic that Michigan companies can then put into their products. So the solution is to recover polypropylene from these mixed plastic bales, which are mostly polypropylene in the first place. And then when you add the proprietary compatibilizer that's based on MSU technology, you get a nice recycled pellet that has great properties, and the demand is much higher than the supply for this post-consumer material. The technology is a patent-pending compatibilizer that works with both plastic phases and holds them together. So the solution is to recover the polypropylene using existing equipment. So here's existing equipment for a high-density polyethylene milk jug recycling facility. So they buy the bale for 30 cents a pound, goes through the bale shredder, all the equipment, and they extrude a pellet, and they sell that for about 80 cents a pound. It's a good business, right? About 30% margin. Then the new polypropylene process uses the exact same equipment, only you buy the mixed bale for 2 cents a pound because there's no demand. And then you'll notice it's mostly polypropylene and a little bit of 10% or more polyethylene. So when it goes through the exact same equipment, you've got a problem. And the problem is that 90% polypropylene at the end, or there's 10 to 15, 20% polyethylene, doesn't mix. You get no physical properties. It delaminates, you can't make a pellet unless you add a compatibilizer. So that's where we come in. You add the compatibilizer at the extruder, you get a nice pellet. You can sell that for 70 cents a pound. That's a better business. So here's the numbers. You buy for 2 cents, you add a little bit of cost, you sell for 70 cents. That's about a 40 to 50% margin. So the bottom line is the value for the reprocessor in Michigan is they can sell a new product line of recycled polypropylene that's post-consumer at a profit. The technology works. The 90-10 mixture that I showed you on the previous slide loses 50% of its tensile elongation property. However, if you add our additive at about the 2% level, the properties all come back. You can see that on the far right. And our solution works better than other competitive compatibilizers out there or additives, and there is high sorting. There is high expensive sorting equipment that can be used, but it takes about $1 million in capital to get started. So the market size. In the United States, there's about 16 billion with a B pounds of polypropylene that's landfilled. That's according to the EPA. So here's our compatibilizer revenue if we get 10% share and recover 10% of the polypropylene from landfill in the United States. We'd have a $100 million business. If we only focus on the state of Michigan with 10% share, we'd have $4 million in revenue. And on the far right, you'll see there's lots of examples. That's just a small set of polypropylene recycle applications in Michigan. There's many, many more. So the demand for this recycled polypropylene that's post-consumer is 5 to 10 times the supply. Okay, so the brand owners want to use this recycled polypropylene in all their products. And so it's a great market opportunity. And an emerging opportunity is multi-layer packaging is all going to need a compatibilizer as well. The business model is we're going to make the compatibilizer at a contract manufacturer. Then we're going to sell the compatibilizer directly to reprocessors at about $2 a pound or so, and at a 2% usage rate, that will add about 4 cents a pound to their cost. That's easily absorbed. We're going to make about 60% margin, and more importantly, the Michigan customers will make more money by selling more recycled pellets that are post-consumer, and we've already had 4 customers so far ask us for samples, so that's great news. Our go-to-market strategy is phase 1 regional scaling. We'll sell to the direct plastic processors in Michigan. There's some examples of some of them. Phase 2 is national scaling. Now, not all 240 of these processors in Michigan, there's several per state. Not all of them are going to be interested, but I called one customer outside the state of Michigan, and they already said we'd like a sample, so that's great news. Milestones. We have a milestone plan, but most importantly, like I said, we've got 4 customers that already requested samples, and one on the far right, I love this quote. He's super interested in the mixed plastic bale to pellet economics. So our initial funding that we've received has gone through to lab work and customer discovery. In the middle there, you'll see we're planning on focusing on customer sampling and applying for $50,000 in funding in March to get to our MVP, which is that first robust product. And then if we're going to do regional scaling and national scaling, will require $150,000 from either the Polypropylene Coalition or Closed Loop. So that's about it, JD. So we have a wonderful team of myself and Mohammed Rabnawaz from MSU, who's an expert, and a great group of advisors as well. So thank you. Now we're ready to take your questions.